This is the news that everybody's been waiting for. If you're a Starfield fan, if you're an Xbox fan, if you're somebody who's been waiting eagerly for years for Microsoft to finally come out with that game, that one true piece, that masterpiece that, we've been kind of waiting for, this is what we needed to hear. So I've got some very great news for you all. Please hold on to your butts. Gather round for this huge announcement. Here we go. 4, 3, 1. In all seriousness, though, I think that it's great that Microsoft is out here making these announcements. And there were so many people, so many faux worried people, that were saying, why hasn't Starfield shipped yet? Why hasn't it gone gold? Listen, back in the day, games didn't go gold until almost right up until launch time. It gives them more time to work on it, more time to get things kind of complete. You had so many people kind of saying that it was going to be delayed and all this kind of stuff. You also had people wondering where the marketing was for Starfield, etc., etc. The marketing has kicked into full effect as well, and now we know that Starfield has finally gone gold. Everybody can get ready to kind of celebrate and get their hype train going. I know for me personally, that's what I'm doing as well. You can actually start your preloads tomorrow on Xbox. Bethesda Sci-Fi RPG is going to be released in September, and it's going to be huge. The first new AAA IP, in my opinion, this generation that makes this generation worthwhile. It indicates that the main development of the game has been completed and it is ready to move to the manufacturing stage. Bethesda has also confirmed that players will be able to pre-download the game on Xbox Series X and S starting on August 17th, so that is huge. Starfield was originally scheduled to be released last November, but in May it was delayed until the first half of this year. Bethesda announced a little further delay in March, with Starfield now set for release September 6th, but early access obviously a little bit before that. Several editions of Starfield are available to pre-order. The $70 standard edition, which includes the base game. It will also be available via Xbox Game Pass. Now, the digital premium edition, the Constellation edition, is $300 and comes with the game's first expansion, Shattered Space, plus up to 5 days of early access beginning on September 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how I will be playing the game. Personally, I absolutely cannot wait to jump into this game. Like I said, Bethesda's first new IP in 25 years. It's Xbox exclusive. The word going around the internet and this kind of thing is that people that are actually playing this game right now are saying that it's huge and it's amazing and it's everything that we've wanted it to be. So I think that really kind of says it all in terms of what we can expect from Starfield. And I hope that we continue to get, more games like this. Like, to me, this is the start of it all. Like, I know, obviously, I think Halo Infinite was good, and I think, Forza Horizon was good, and I think Psychonauts was good. But in terms of, exclusive content, I feel like this is finally starting to be the content that we've all been waiting for from Microsoft. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like, hey, you know what? It's about time. Now, they did originally have plans for the PS5 version, but guess what, suckers? If you're a PlayStation 5 owner, Microsoft has a console for you. It's called Xbox Series S or Xbox Series X, or you can play it on PC, or you can play it via the cloud. They got you covered either way. It's just not coming to your platform specifically. So they canceled that, obviously, but the game wouldn't even be releasing this year if not for Microsoft. This is what they had to say. Focusing on fewer platforms has been a big benefit to the team, according to Bethesda publishing boss Pete Hines. Being on more platforms would mean it's going to take longer, it's going to cost more, it's going to be a far greater risk. Now, Xbox Head Studios' Matt Booty claimed that in June, that if Starfield were released then, it would have had the fewest bugs of any Bethesda game ever. So everybody is obviously eagerly anticipating that this game is going to be good. Yeah, I think, the PlayStation side, they're gearing up to hate already, saying they're going to, make accounts to give it 0 scores on, Metacritic user score or whatever. I think that's pretty lame, in my opinion. And, at the end of the day, I feel like what we have seen with Microsoft and what we've seen with Bethesda has been nothing short of amazing, right? They've really handled themselves well, in my opinion. And I think that, obviously, what we continue to see them do is expand what Xbox is all about. And that's what clearly this game's going to do. Let's just be honest. They need this big game. I'm not saying that Halo is inconsequential anymore, but what I am saying is, quite obviously, that there's more to life than Halo, and they're making sure that people realize this. And again, I think that that's probably the smart thing for them to do, because let's just say at the end of the day, obviously Halo Infinite, while I thought was a very good game, clearly it's not going to be, just due to the fact that, let's just be real, they failed to really kind of put out the content in year one that needed. And even though it's a good game now, people kind of doubt Halo and think it's dying and this and that and the other thing. I personally don't feel like that, but I do think that, obviously Microsoft needs to kind of adjust some things there or whatever. But again, I expect to see a lot of salt from this, a lot of upset PlayStation fans. They're like, the main thing that I'm seeing on like social media and things like that are the PlayStation fans that are absolutely losing their minds, hoping that Baldur's Gate 3 wins Game of the Year, that, Zelda wins Game of the Year. They would rather anything else besides an Xbox game even be considered for Game of the Year. They're downplaying it. It's something that, to be honest with you, as a fan of gaming, I love to see, because these are the same fans that said, Xbox ain't never gonna have nothing that I want to play. They'll never have any good games. And then I fully expect, by the way, for these same fans that are mocking Xbox over this to come out and say something along the lines of, when this is a big success and when it scores incredibly well on Metacritic and stuff like that, I expect them to go, well, Microsoft bought it. They didn't have anything to do with it, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what you're going to expect to see. So that's what I expect to see anyway. Very curious to hear what everybody else thinks, though. Sound off in the comments below. You guys are amazing. What do you think Starfield's going to do? Do you think it's going to score incredibly well on these things, or do you think it's going to be a situation where it doesn't score well? I think, for me personally, I feel like we're looking at something that's going to be in the 90s. I know originally I thought maybe 90 would be it. I'm kind of upping the ante. I believe it's going to be somewhere along the lines of 93, 94. Reason behind this, some of the reasons I can't really say, but I have heard some really insane things, insanely good things about this game. There's also insiders talking about this game saying, some of the people that are having review copies of this game are saying it's like, all that and a bag of chips and, everything else under the sun. So, at the end of the day, I think Microsoft has finally nailed it. Is this going to be the thing that changes the tide and makes everybody love Xbox? I don't really know. I kind of doubt it. I think even if they had, 10 huge games like this in a row that all scored 90 plus and all this kind of stuff, I think people would still, unfortunately, look down on Xbox and look down on, everything that Microsoft does. So I think this is a step in the right direction, but I also think, obviously people are going to, clearly have their doubts still, so, we'll see what happens. Anyway, like I said, I'm curious to hear what all the fans think about this, what the fans think about Starfield, what it's going to score, what it's going to be like. Let me know down below. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.